Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lawrence's Nightmare.
And this is my nightmare. Your one-stop shop for,
For
everything
everything
Lawrence and nightmare.
And school.
Yeah.
Wow, that's broken, you guys.
Yeah.
You just destroyed your intro.
Like, I didn't know what you were going to go for.
I didn't know what I was going to... I was going to go for the regular old
It's
thing.
like...
Oh, you
it's
did
like
the
you
other
didn't
one.
even
I
talk
I
this
know.
over.
I know. It's almost as if we don't talk about this and we just got really good at it.
It's
almost
exactly
as if
like
we just
that.
completely wing it every time we do a show.
Yeah, almost as if... Alright, we were originally going to do First Chronicles 22 through 27, but then Ruben, just before the show, brought up a good point that we would just be doing 2 chapters next week. So we said, fuck it, and we're going to finish First Chronicles today.
About damn time.
Yeah, about time.
Yeah. And with us today is Jim Majors. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me and for twisting my arm into those extra 2 chapters after we go live. I'm glad I took a pee break.
So, Jim, since you are no longer doing the Atheist Republic thing, what are you up to now? What are the plans for Jim, the Majors?
Well, I'm still doing everything that I did with Atheist Republic. I'm still doing public speaking. I'm still doing advocacy work, but I'm just using different platforms to get my word out. I am resigned from Atheist Republic, and now I'm working on my new YouTube channel. It's Disciple of Kairos. I was actually trying to live stream today, but then discovered I had some router issues that I need to fix today. So hopefully I can go live tonight if I can get through First Chronicles.
Excellent.
Right, fantastic. So let's do some announcements.
Yeah, what's our fund drive at?
Yes. Our alchemy drive is at about $110.
$10.
Yep. And for announcements, how's the esoteric Nazism video going?
It's coming along.
It's coming along? All
Yeah,
right.
I just finished my finals on Wednesday.
Sure.
So I've basically just been sleeping. But now I'm going to start working more on it.
Great. And we're going to meet up this week, hopefully, to do the demon summoning.
Yes.
Yep.
Other things at some point that I don't know that I told any of you about. Me and another friend of mine, which you guys know, are most likely going to be starting next month an audiobook YouTube channel where he reads books that have come off of the, copyright or publication, whatever, trademark issues that they had before. And now you can read them. So he's going to be doing audiobooks for that. I'll let everybody know more about it, and perhaps we'll throw something in at some point.
Is he going to be doing any books on biblical scholarship?
In fact, he is, and it's extremely relevant and related, and exactly why I'm bringing it up.
Great.
Especially since he's planning on reading the books written by the Scientologists that were the 12 disciples of, what's his name, Thomas or whatever? You know the guy who made up Scientology, right? Or am I wrong? It's
L. Ron Hubbard?
Yeah, L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Thomas.
not Thomas.
Why do you say Thomas?
Maybe I'm not thinking of Scientology. What's the one we were planning on covering? Mormonism. Mormonism, not that. The Golden Tablets and the 12 disciples of that guy.
Joseph Smith.
Joseph Smith.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Also not Thomas.
Yeah.
Well, I'm bad with names.
I always thought that story was really great that he actually stuck his head in the hat to receive these revelations.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like stuck his face inside of his hat, but nobody else could see it, just him.
Yeah.
Yes, and I can talk to plants.
Have you guys seen the South Park episode, the musical, where it's the dum 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 dum?
I've seen
Yes,
every South Park. I think
fantastic.
so is Lawrence.
Yep. Yeah.
They have magic underwear.
Yeah, they do. Okay, so one more announcement actually. The last Forged Fiction Revelation is going to be the final Forged Fiction episode. Should be coming out kind of soon. I'm waiting for some books to arrive in the mail about I'm getting one from Bruce Metzger, who is a famous textual critic. He's dead now, but
Oh, no.
he's fantastic.
So you're getting one by Bruce
Yeah, I'm
Metzger,
super
not
excited
from.
about that.
Yeah, no.
Revelation's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and I was thinking about doing a series, and I didn't. The thing is, I messaged Jim about this along with Chris Hansen also, and they said nothing about it. My idea was that I would do a series delving into all the imagery of apocalyptic texts and talking about the origins of that imagery and how and why it ended up in those texts. And that's what I was thinking about doing.
You mean how, like, in pretty much every instance that when it refers to a beast, it's like just personifying, or it's used to resemble a certain person or a group of people?
Something like that, yeah. And I would talk about the history of the text, and I think it would be interesting to also cover the Four Horsemen, like that
Sure.
imagery, because that's something I haven't read too much about, and I am very interested to find out more about that.
Absolutely, and a lot of people don't realize how much context has to do with it. You know, what's going on when it was being written, what year it was written, who it was written by, what their nationality was, what their position in whatever was going on at the time was.
Yeah, exactly. So I really want to delve into that. I think that would be an interesting thing.
Excellent.
A
Well,
little spin-off of Forged Fiction.
yeah. Well, why don't we get started with the 100-point show?
Yes, absolutely. 100-point show. There's really no wrong answer to this, but I just kind of want to mention it. So tonight is the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Who are your predictions to win the Money in the Bank women's ladder match?
Ronda Rousey.
I was gonna guess Ronda
Not-
Rousey. That's
not
the
in
only
it.
one I know.
Not in it. But
Oh.
you know what? That's something. You guys took a shot.
I was gonna ask who's fighting.
Oh, okay. I don't. They're like I don't even remember all their names. But my prediction was Bailey. I want to say that. I want to get it out of here right now. I want Bailey to win.
Great.
I've been loving her like kind of a broken
Yeah.
heelish gimmick. Like she went up to like one of the other wrestlers and like because the one that she went up to was a heel. So she went so Bailey, who's a face, went up to her and Charlotte was all like, yeah, you know, you don't deserve to be in this match. And then she knocked the mic out of her hand and got it in her face. And I was like, I love this. I fucking love this. You never see Bailey like this because her whole gimmick is like she hugs people. I don't know how that got over, but it did. So, but I'm loving this new Bailey thing. All right.
As the world turns.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Actual 100-point show question, maybe?
Yeah. How did you expect to award 100?
I wouldn't.
Wow.
You know what? I mean, everyone gets 100 points.
Wow.
Yeah, including the chat.
And okay.
I'd like to turn my 100 points in now.
Fuck off.
What was
Non-refundable.
Damn it.
What was the first thing that I said this morning when I woke up? That's my 100-point show question.
Fuck.
No.
No, okay, you have to think about that though.
What about not again?
No.
What was it?
No. Okay.
Hello.
When you woke up? Oh, did you not say anything until you got here?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a phone call.
Oh, okay. All right, what's your 100-point show question, Jim?
It's a terrible question,
I
Ruben.
know.
Let's see. My 100-point question is going to be, what did I tear up yesterday?
Ooh. Is it a page out of the Bible?
No.
Damn.
Is it?
Lot bigger. Lot bigger.
Is it your
Is
girlfriend?
it 2 pages out of the Bible?
Is it
Nope.
the Quran?
No paper. No paper at all. I actually took up all of my carpet in anticipation of installing hardwood this weekend.
Ah.
Oh, so right now you're just stuck with the baseboards?
Well, no, actually, so underneath there's a really nice, like dyed concrete that's in really good condition, and the pad wasn't even stuck to it. I guess it must have been put down like maybe 5 years ago. It's very, very clean, just a little bit of sweeping and mopped it, and I mean it looks great as it is. So I have no problem, taking my time on the flooring.
Oh, rock and roll, man.
All right. So, maybe we can hop into the readings. And Chris, you know what I forgot to move over here was the Old Testament survey.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'll go grab it.
Because as of right now, I have the King James Version.
And I
of
have the
Bible.
English Standard Version.
And we also have the Holy Scriptures according to some Jews and the New King James Version.
Thank you, Chris. And we have the Oxford Companion to the Bible. And finally, the book that was over there somewhere, the Old Testament survey from the New Interpreter's Bible.
Wonderful. Isn't that just amazing?
I know, right? We're just fantastic. So
And
since
I have the New Living Translation, and it is new and it is living and it is a translation.
wow, that is the most accurate thing I've heard all day.
Let me just
Tell it to keep it down if it's really alive.
so
All right.
let me point something out. This is the Old Testament.
Yes.
This
is the Old Testament survey.
is the Old Testament survey. What's the point?
I don't know.
That's volume 1.
Why wouldn't they just print another Bible?
I don't know, but we are getting close. We are getting close to. We're about halfway through the Old Testament, right?
Yeah, we're
bit
about
more.
halfway through.
Yeah, we're about halfway through. So
So
we're getting there.
only a few more years before we're done with the Bible. Woo. And then we can do the Quran.
Fantastic.
Yes.
All right,
Anyways,
let's hop into the reading.
I'll get us started. Chapter 22. Then David said, "This is the house of the Lord God, and this is the altar of the burnt offering for Israel." And David commanded to gather together the strangers that were in the land of Israel, and he set masons to hew wrought stones to build the house of God. And David prepared iron in abundance for the nails for the doors of the gates, and for the joinings, and brass in abundance without weight, also cedar trees in abundance for the Zidonians, and they of Tyre brought much cedar wood to David. And David said, "Solomon my son is young and tender, and the house that is to be builded for the Lord
Well read.
must be exceeding magnificent, of fame and of glory throughout all countries. I will therefore now make preparation for it." So David prepared abundantly before his death. Then he called for Solomon his son, and charged him to build a house for the Lord God of Israel.
So just to be clear, we didn't actually get a birth narrative for Solomon in the First Chronicles.
No, skip over that.
Yeah, they don't really need it.
He's
Yeah,
just there.
it says he's still young, so I mean that's all you need.
Yeah.
I also like how this temple that, because they're saying the house of God, obviously
Sure,
they're talking
sure.
about the first temple that Solomon's going to build.
Sure.
Yeah, they're talking about like brass and iron. Where the hell did that come from?
Where the hell's all the gold?
Yeah, I thought it was all gold, and
It
it
was-
was an
it was-
insult to use silver anywhere.
Yeah, that
now
was-
they're using brass and iron.
But it's so much that they can't weigh it though. So I mean that's got to mean something.
Yeah,
It's for all those calves, you know.
yeah. Okay, and David said to Solomon, "My son, as for me, it was in my mind to build a house unto the name of the Lord my God, but the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Thou hast shed blood abundantly, and hast made great wars. Thou shalt not build a house unto my name, because thou hast shed much blood upon the earth in my sight." Oh, now,
So
he has a
now he's
problem.
against it. Now he's against all those killings.
Yeah, that's not a contradiction.
But only when it comes to the building of the temple. Like he's not mad that he did it. He's just like I just don't want your blood guilt all over my temple.
Yeah. Like your dirty, bloody hands.
Keep that to yourself.
Yeah. Behold!
Behold!
Jim?
Jim?
Oh, behold.
The
Fuck.
fucking hell?
Get your
Come on.
Behold t-shirts at
I'm sorry, I
Teespring.
forgot.
How? It's like the
That's our
thing.
only thing. This is all that we do.
I mean, there's that other one, but it's gone now.
Yeah.
If you want to redo, I'll give you a redo, or I'll wait till the next one.
Okay. Behold!
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 A son shall be born to thee, who shall be a man of rest. And I will give him rest from all his enemies round about. For his name shall be Solomon, and I will give peace and quietness unto Israel in his days. He shall build a house for my name, and he shall be my son, and I will be his father, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom over Israel forever. So this is like repeating
Of the dynastic promise.
Yeah.
And remember, David, he was just talking to Solomon in the previous set of verses, and now God's telling him about the kid that he will soon have.
Well, it says in verse 8,
Wait, does it?
yeah, it says, "But the word of the Lord came to me,
Yeah,
saying."
you're right. Sorry, wait, I
Got mixed
It
up.
seems
Yeah,
to be
got mixed up.
suggesting
My
that
apologies.
he's,
Yeah.
it seems to be suggesting that David is going to take and adopt Solomon's son and kind of take him under his wing and groom him to take over the throne, being as his son has killed too many people. But then again, with the Hebrew and everything, it could just mean paternal lineage or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, either way. I mean, it kind of seems like it's paternal anyways. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how it was described before, so.
Now, my son, the Lord be with thee, and prosper thou, and build the house of the Lord thy God, as he hath said of thee. Only the Lord give thee wisdom and understanding, and give thee charge concerning Israel, that thou mayest keep the law of the Lord thy God. So now, apparently, that wish for wisdom that Solomon had was David's wish for Solomon to have wisdom.
Yeah, that's a nice switch.
Yeah, wonderful. Then thou shalt prosper if thou takest heed to fulfill the statutes and judgments which the Lord charged Moses with concerning Israel. Be strong and of good courage, dread not, nor be dismayed. Now, behold!
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 No.
In my trouble I have prepared for the house of the Lord 100,000 talents of gold, and 1,000 talents of silver.
There's all the gold we're talking about,
Yeah.
but there's also silver.
Insulting. And of brass
Oh.
and iron
Oh
without
my gosh,
weight.
iron? God hates that.
No, only iron chariots.
What
Yeah.
if it was a chariot?
For it is in abundance. Timber also and stone have I prepared, and thou mayest add thereto. Moreover, there are workmen with thee in abundance, hewers and workers of stone and timber, and all manner of cunning men for every manner of work. These are the slave labor from the strangers that were brought up earlier.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
chapter.
they were just kind of brought up.
I love how he's taking credit for gathering all these materials, like 2 tons of gold and 10 tons of silver. It's like, yeah, I got this all together for you to do this.
Yeah.
I didn't, it wasn't slaves. It was definitely me.
It says, thank you, Rajano Gray, for the $2. Behold!
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 $2
Thank you.
of the gold, the silver, and the brass, and the iron, there is no number. Arise, therefore, and be doing, and the Lord be with thee.
Who's on mic 1? Somebody's mic just died.
And with your
It's not me.
Also, maybe mine.
Yeah, it's yours, Lawrence. I
Oh.
got you.
You screwed up, Lawrence.
Oh, it's fine. He's not reading.
You drained the batteries.
It's pretty normal.
Yep. David also commanded all the princes of Israel to help Solomon his son, saying, Is not the Lord your God with you? And hath he not given you rest on every side? For he hath given the inhabitants
Yep, we're good.
of the land into mine hand, and the land is subdued before the Lord and before his people. Now, set your heart and your soul to seek the Lord your God. Arise, therefore, and build ye the sanctuary of the Lord God, to bring the ark of the covenant of the Lord and the holy vessels of God into the house that is to be built to the name of the Lord. That's the end of chapter 23. What the hell is a holy vessel of God?
Maybe
No,
all the other
a covenant
things.
or an ark?
They already said the Ark of the Covenant.
I know. That's
Yeah.
I said it that way.
Well, or anything used to hold incense, anything sacrificial, anything like that.
Yeah, it really sounds like all the other stuff they were building for the temple.
So it's like sensors and stuff for.
Maybe it's also could be referring to the sea, that huge cauldron.
Mm.
Yeah.
They had the bull thing, right? With this.
Yeah, there are 12 bulls holding up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, and then you had the bowls that top the altar. Some of them were all one piece, but some of them had independent bowls on top.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Art.
I was gonna say the color of magic and the Discworld
Oh,
with
yeah.
the elephants.
Yes, it's exactly like Discworld, if anyone knows the lore for that.
I don't.
And that's okay.
But that is the end of chapter 22. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please drop a like. It really does help us out.
Yes, and if you're enjoying the Beholds, get your Behold T-shirts.
Yeah, all those. So let's hop right into chapter 23. When David was old and full of days, he made Solomon his son king over Israel. David, and then I have a little note here. Oh, okay. It could just be he. All right. Great. Amazing textual variant. David assembled all the leaders of Israel and the priests and the Levites. The Levites, 30 years old and upward, were numbered, and the total was 38,000 men. 24,000 of these, David said, shall have charge of the work in the house of the Lord. 6,000 shall be officers and judges, 4,000 gatekeepers, and 4,000 shall offer praises to the Lord with the instruments that I have made for praise. And David organized them in divisions corresponding to the sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's a lot of freaking Levites. I mean, that's just the men over 30. Like, that's a very small percentage of the population.
Yeah, there's a lot of Levites, and I really hope we get.
Do you think these numbers are inflated by 100
Yes.
times?
I think that they're definitely inflated.
At least.
Yeah. So the issue here is so of the 38,000, only 24,000 are actually doing stuff. But the totals that were given is 14,000. So there's still a missing 10,000 that hopefully they're going to cover.
Hopefully.
The sons of Gershon, oh great, were Ladan and Shammai. The sons of Ladan, Jehiel the chief, and Zetham and Joel, 3. The sons of Shammai, Shelomoth, Haziel, and Haran, 3. These were the heads of the fathers' houses of Ladan. And sons...
Sorry, real quick. In my version, all 38,000 are accounted for. 24,000 at the temple, 6,000 as officials and judges, 4,000 gatekeepers, and 4,000 musicians.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see what's going on there.
Where are the musicians?
So they're
What verse?
the ones playing the instruments.
Verse 5.
The instruments.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I see. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
they
see.
were so the 24,000 were
Right.
not included in those other numbers. Okay.
Right. It's 24,000 of the 38,000 were priests, basically.
Okay. Even well, at
Or
least
elders.
as long as they're all working in the temple. Fair enough. And the sons of Shammai, Jahath, Zina, and Jehush, and Beriah. These 4 were the sons of Shammai. Jahath was the chief, and Ziza the second. Even though that's a different name, so they have conflicting names in my translation.
Alrighty.
Jeush.
But Jeush and Beriah did not have many sons.
Yes,
therefore,
mine has Zena and Ziza.
yeah, so does mine.
Yeah.
Therefore, they became counted as a single father's house. What a
Now,
shame.
in Hebrew, I'm sure you've seen the block script, right? The nun is pretty similar to one of the things that can make a Z sound, the Zion,
Okay.
right? It's like maybe they just had a mistake while writing it down and wrote a Zion instead of a nun.
Okay, so it's probably that sounds like it's very possible. The sons of Kohath, Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uziel. 4. The sons of Amram, Aaron and Moses. Aaron was set apart to dedicate the most holy things, that he and his sons forever should make offerings before the Lord and minister to him and pronounce blessings in his name forever.
Now mine says not to make offerings, but to burn incense specifically.
Okay.
Wait. So is that the 24,000 were just the sons of Aaron and Moses?
Well, they'd all be Aaronids.
Well, I mean, right. I mean, they'd all be Levi. Well, I mean, at this point, Moses is considered Levi, the sons of Moses. But it said that 24,000 would be assigned to the temple, and since it's being specific here, saying that they were set apart, as they entered the Holy of Holies and everything, the whole Second Temple Judaism thing. That kind of does that not make you think that that's the 24,000 they're referring to, or the sons of Aaron and Moses?
I don't know, but this isn't the second temple. This would be the first temple.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, my bad.
But the sons of Moses, the man of God, were named among the tribe of Levi. The sons of Moses, Gershom and Eleazar. The sons of Gershom, Shebuel the chief. The sons of Eleazar, Rehabiah the chief. Eleazar had no other sons, but the sons of Rehabiah were very many. The sons of Izhar, Shelomith the chief. The sons of Hebron, Jeriah the chief, Amariah the second, Jahaziel the third, and Jechamim the fourth. The sons of Uzziel, Micah the chief, and Isaiah the second. The sons of Merari, Mali and Mushi. Of course, if you don't remember Mali and Mushi, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, how could you forget that?
yeah.
There's some awesome little incest going on.
The sons of Mali, Eleazar and Kish. Eleazar died having no sons, but only daughters. Their kinsmen, the sons of Kish, married them.
Ugh.
The sons of Mushi, Mali, Eder, and Jeremoth, 3. These were the sons of Levi by their fathers' houses, the heads of fathers' houses, as they were listed according to the number of the names of the individuals from 20 years old and upward, who were to do the work for the service of the house of the Lord. So not over 30 years old anymore?
Right, so it was basically a draft. Like whenever you got 20 years old, you had to register for it.
But before they were only counting the ones over 30.
Right. That's what the census was. Because I guess they wanted the elders. They wanted people who are more wise. I'm guessing. I'm guessing that this is to have people who are underneath them, people who would grow up so to speak, grow up in the temple.
That would make sense, but I'm
Yes, I
not
don't like it
100%
either
sure.
way.
Let's see. For David said, "The Lord, the God of Israel, has given rest to his people, and he dwells in Jerusalem forever." We saw how that turned out. And so the Levites no longer need to carry the tabernacle or any of the things for its service. For by the last words of David, the sons of Levi were numbered from 20 years old and upward. For their duty was to assist the sons of Aaron for the service of the house of the Lord, having the care of the courts and the chambers, the cleansing of all that is holy, and any work for the service of the house of God. So this is a different division, it seems. Their duty was also to assist with the showbread, the flour for the grain offering, the wafers of unleavened bread, the baked offering, the offering mixed with oil, and all measures of quantity or size. And they were to stand every morning, thanking and praising the Lord, and likewise at evening. And whenever burnt offerings were offered to the Lord on Sabbaths, new moons, and feast days, according to the number required of them, regularly before the Lord. Thus, they were to keep charge of the tent of meeting and the sanctuary, and to attend the sons of Aaron, their brothers, for the service of the house of the Lord.
Yours doesn't say tabernacle of the congregation.
No.
It
But
says
it's
tent
the
of
same.
meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing, though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So it seems like they're just the helpers So if you're over 20, but under 30,
Then,
it seems like you're just a helper.
yep.
Huh.
Yeah, you're the Levites' little helpers.
You're slaves.
Yeah, if you were 20, you were eligible for priesthood. It wasn't mandated, but well, I don't know, because at one point, if you were a Levite, it was mandated that you did have something to do with the temple. Like, that's all that you could do. That's all you were
Yeah.
permitted to do.
Yeah.
But this, it seems like it's saying that when you get to 20, like, that's the earliest that you can apply, but it's not saying that at 20 that you do it.
It seems like this is like training. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the end of chapter 23, organizing the Levites. Oh, that was a trip. So if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't, share it around, all that good stuff.
Yep.
And Jim, are you hearing something?
No. We have 9 chapters.
What? Oh, not yet. We're not hearing anything yet.
Nope,
Okay.
9 chapters.
I guess that just must be crazy.
You're
Yeah,
insane.
You are crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, why don't you start us off with chapter 24? What version of the Bible are you reading?
I would love to. I am reading from the very new, the much alive, and thoroughly translated version.
Oh, yes.
That's my favorite.
That's a wonderful, living, breathing translation.
Yep.
Okay.
Who made this
so
abomination?
This is going to tell us, this passage is going to tell us what the priest's jobs were, like what was expected of them.
Yeah.
This is how Aaron's descendants, the priests, were divided into groups for service. The sons of Aaron were Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. But Nadab and Abihu died before their father, and they had no sons. So only Eleazar and Ithamar were left to carry on as priests. With the help of Zadok, who was a descendant of Eleazar, and of Ahimelech, who was a descendant of Ithamar, David divided Aaron's descendants into groups according to their various duties. Eleazar's descendants were divided into 16 groups, and Ithamar's were divided into 8. For there were more family leaders among the descendants of Eleazar. If you can put that together, okay. I'm going to say it's probably around twice as much. All tasks were assigned to the various groups by means of sacred lots, so that no preference would be shown, for there would be many qualified officials serving God in the sanctuary from among the descendants of both Eleazar and Ithamar. Shemaiah, son of Nathanael, a Levite, acted as secretary and wrote down the names and assignments in the presence of the king, the officials, Zadok the priest, Ahimelech, son of Abiathar. I don't know how to say that before. Abiathar?
That's mine.
Abiathar?
Abiathar, yeah, I think, yeah.
Abiathar, yeah, I think it's Abiathar. And the family leaders of the priests and Levites, the descendants of Eleazar and Ithamar, took turns casting lots. So they were betting. The first lot fell to Jehoiarib. The second lot fell to Jediah. The third lot fell to Harim. The fourth lot fell to Seorim. The fifth lot fell to Malchijah. The sixth lot fell to Mijamin. The seventh lot fell to Hachaz. The eighth lot fell to Abijah. The ninth lot fell to Yeshua. The 10th lot fell to Shechaniah. The 11th lot fell to Eliashib. The 12th lot fell to Jakim. The 13th lot fell to Huppah. You gave this to me for a reason, didn't you? Damn it.
No.
Hey, mine wasn't much better.
The 14th lot fell to Jeshabib. The 15th lot fell to Biljah. The 16th lot fell to Emer. The 17th lot fell to Hezir. The 18th lot fell to Happy Days. The 19th lot, Hapizes. The 19th lot fell to Patahia.
Pathia.
I swear, like, he just hated his kids. Like, just hated his kids.
Just give them shit names.
The 20th lot fell to Jehezkel. It kind of sucks that when you learn to speak at 5 years old, but you can't say your name till you're 10.
Yeah.
Real bummer. Sorry about that,
Super
kid.
great to have these names as a child because you're like, I don't know how to tell people who I am.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna name my kid Happy Days.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. I think we're on the 21. The 21st lot fell to Jakin. The 22nd lot fell to Gamul. The 23rd lot fell to Deliah. The 24th lot fell to Messiah. Each group carried out its appointed duties in the house of the Lord according to the procedures established by their ancestor Aaron in obedience to the commands of the Lord, the God of Israel.
So
Except for the whole
I just
30
think
rule.
it's just interesting to note. So there are 24 lots, right?
Yeah.
And also 24 is that's how many numbers are in the not numbers. That's how many letters are in the Hebrew alphabet, right?
Whoa.
20.
And that's
24?
what chapter we're in.
I mean, it depends on if you
Oh
Oh my
count
gosh, we're on
that-
chapter
Yeah,
24.
that's weird. That's weird. I feel like that one is probably a coincidence. But
That's it.
yeah, but they did try a lot to keep to a 24 thing. That's why in the Hebrew Bible a lot of like the prophets are put together.
Yes.
So it totals out to 24 books or 22 books depending on which alphabet they're using.
Right.
And that was very important. Even Josephus mentioned that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and some people even went to the trouble of assigning acronyms to it, in the order that it was in, like they did with the Pentateuch.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of numerology.
Gematria.
Yeah.
Okay, verse 20. These were the other family leaders descended from Levi. From the descendants of Amram, the leader was Shabul. The descendants of Shabul, the leader was Jediah. From the descendants of Rehabiah, the leader was Ishiah. From the descendants of Izhar, the leader was Shelomith. From the descendants of Shelomith, the leader was Jahath. From the descendants of Hebron, Jeriah was the leader, Amariah was the second, Jahaziel was third, Jechamiah was fourth. From the descendants of Lil Uziel, the leader was Micah. From the descendants of Micah, the leader was Shamir, along with Ishiah, the brother of Micah. You guys keeping up?
Oh yeah.
We're trying.
From the descendants of Ishiah, the leader was Zechariah. Oh, that finally, there's a familiar name. What's up, man? From the descendants of Merari, the leaders were Mali and Mushi. From the descendants of Josiah, the leader was Bino. From the descendants of Merari through Josiah, the leaders were Bino, Shoham, Zakur, and Ibri. From the descendants of Mali, the leader was Eleazar, though he had no sons. From the descendants of Kish, the leader was Jeremiel. From the descendants of Mushi, the leaders were Mali, Elder, and Jeremoth. So we're seeing some repetition here from, 22 or 23?
From 23, yeah.
Wait,
So,
so
I
are
mean,
they saying that Mushi had a brother named Molly and a son named Molly?
Seems like it.
Yeah, there's some scholars that believe that this account right here that's talking about the family leaders that descend from Levi from verse 20 on through, I don't know, probably I think all the way through to the end, that they believe that that's an addition. It's another source basically. It just repeats it, but it does give us more information about the rest of the family. See, these were the descendants of Levi and their various families. Like the descendants of Aaron, they were assigned to their duties by means of sacred lots without regard to age or rank. Lots were drawn in the presence of King David, Zadok, Ahimelech, and the family leaders of the priests and Levites. So, I mean, have you read any of the studies on what they were talking about here as far as casting lots or drawing lots, as far as whether it be sticks or marked sticks or shortened sticks or something like that?
Oh, I have no idea.
I mean, a lot of cultures would have.
In the New Testament, when they cast lots for Jesus's,
Right.
Possessions and stuff like that, some people, they go all the way to, flipping a coin or playing dice or,
Okay.
so
Game of chance.
And there are obviously a ton of things that it could be. I'm going to assume that it sticks because they didn't specify, and that's what I think of when I think of picking lots.
You think sticks?
Yeah.
Yeah. I Ching, the Norse used the sticks.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it's-
and it does say drawing, a drawing sticks, and they usually don't draw anything else, but it was either marked sticks or they would have a short stick or a long stick, and whoever got that got choice, so they would get to pick.
ah.
And thank you, Rajano Gray, for the
Monday
$5.
is Everyone Draw Muhammad Day.
Well, I guess we're gonna be drawing Muhammad.
Huh, I guess so.
Yeah, why not?
I want to do that real quick while the next person's reading.
Yeah. Well, chapter 25.
Yes. If you guys are enjoying the stream, drop a like because it really helps us out.
And
Honestly.
check out our Amazon wish list.
Also, yes. But no, it really does help us out. It really helps the algorithm.
Yeah, it does.
Aloha snack bar.
Woo. Moreover, David and the captains of the host separated to the service of the sons of Asaph and of Haman, and of Jeduthun, who should prophesy with harps, with psalteries, and with cymbals. And the number of the workmen, according to their service, was of the sons of Asaph, Zachar and Joseph, and
Wow.
Nethaniah.
I feel like you were really trying real hard there to just go through it real quick, but it died real fast.
So fast.
Nethaniah.
No, like not even 2 words in, and it crashed.
and
Nethaniah.
and Azarela and the sons of Asaph under the hands of Asaph, which prophesied according to the order of the king. Of Jeduthun, the sons of Jeduthun, Gedaliah and Zeri and Jeshiah, Hashabiah and Mattithiah, 6, under the hands of their father Jeduthun, who prophesied with a harp to give thanks and to praise the Lord. Of Haman, the sons of Haman, Bukiah, Mattaniah, Uziel, Shebuel, and Jeremoth, Hananiah, Hanani, Eliathah, Gedalti, and Romamtiezer, Jashbekasha, Malothi, Hothir, and Mahazioth. All these were the sons of Haman, the king's seer, in the words of God, to lift up the horn. And God gave to Haman 14 sons and 3 daughters.
I have to exalt him instead of the horn. Lifting up the horn, I have to exalt
I
him.
assume that the horn is like the ritualistic shofar blowing service, right? Which they still do. All these were under the hands of their father for song in the house of the Lord, with cymbals, psalteries, and harps for the service of the house of God, according to the king's order to Asaph, Jeduthun, and Haman. So the number of them with their brethren that were instructed in the songs of the Lord, even all that were cunning, was 280. And they cast lots, ward against ward, as well as the small against great, the teacher as the scholar. Now, the first lot came forth for Asaph to Joseph, the second to Gedaliah, who was with his brethren and sons were 12. The third to Zachar, he, his sons, and his brethren were 12. The fourth to Isri, he, his sons, and his brethren were 12. The fifth to Nethaniah, he, his sons, and his brethren were 12. The sixth...
I hope everyone is remembering these.
Yes.
I know.
The sixth to Bukiah, he, his sons, and his brethren were 12. The seventh to Jeshurun, he, his sons, and his brethren were 12. The eighth to Jeshiah, he, his sons, and his brethren were 12. The ninth to Mattaniah, he, his sons, and his brethren were 12. The 10th to Shimei, he, his sons, and his brethren were 12.
This sounds like one of those stupid. There's like this weird riddle about like a man who went to St. Ives, and on his way he was going to St. Ives, and he met a man with 7 wives,
Oh,
and
like
each
a
wife had
riddle.
7 cats, and each cat had 7 hats, and
Yeah.
and-
Rhyme.
yeah, and then at the end of all that, you're like, how many people are going to St. Ives? The answer is just one. It's that one dude, because he was the only one going to St. Ives. He just happened to meet them.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like we're gonna get to a punchline like that. We're not going to,
No, you're not
but
gonna
I feel like that should be in
Well,
there.
prepare to be let down.
Hey, pop quiz. The 11th to Azrael. How many sons and brethren did he
Is it
have?
12?
Yeah!
Oh my gosh, we
Woo!
win.
The 12th to Hashabiah, he, his sons, and his brethren were 12. The 13th to Shubael, he, his sons, and his brethren were 12. The 14th to Mattathiah, he, his sons, and his brethren were 12. The 15th to Jeremoth, he, his sons, and his brethren were 12. The 16th to Hananiah, he, his sons, and his brethren were 12. The 17th to Joshbekasha, he, his sons, and his brethren were 12.
Yeah.
The 18th to Hanani, his sons and his brethren were 12. The 19th to Maathi, he, his sons and his brethren were 12. The 20th to Eliathah, he, his sons and his brethren were 12. The 21st to Hothir, he, his sons and his brethren were 12. The 22nd to Gidalti, he, his sons and his brethren were 12. The 23rd to Mahaziath, he, his sons and his brethren were 12. The 24th to Romamtiezer, he, his sons, and his brethren were 12. And that's the end of chapter 25. And I hear some strange
I also hear that.
sound.
Jim, do you hear that interference?
Ooh, interesting.
I don't.
No,
What is
yes,
that? Is
yes, you do, Jim.
Jim,
Yes,
you have to this
You
time.
hear it.
You have to hear
I
it.
mean, yeah. What is that? That's
Oh,
crazy.
It's
so,
the weirdest
so
thing.
weird.
Behold, I am your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and I want to let all you heathens and sinners know that I support this wonderful episode of Atheist Sunday School. Lawrence and Reuben try their very best to bring you the true glory of the Bible, and they need your help. They have provided links to their Patreon page and other social media just for you. Once again, my name is Jesus Christ, and this is Milwaukee Atheists. The Lord is with them. God bless.
Wow.
Wow!
Amazing.
Oh my God!
I feel shook.
Jesus came here and delivered his message to all of you.
My only response to that was, Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Well, guys, you're got a couple more chapters here. Three more.
We do have some more chapters. All right. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like. We know that, these chapters haven't been all that great or all that exciting. But you know what? Don't blame us. Hashtag blame the chronicler.
Yes, blame the chronicler. He, his sons, and his brethren.
Which were 12.
For
Yes.
12.
I mean,
yeah.
If they're not, it would be just so sad.
Yeah.
Well, we'll never know.
Yeah. As for the divisions of the gatekeepers, and remember, the gatekeepers are the ones we were having some issues with before.
Yeah,
Mine
who were
says
they?
We,
They were like
we were listed 2 before, and then we were
Then they
listed.
switched them.
Yeah.
Then they switched them again.
Yes.
And then they switched them back, but not in the same way.
Yeah.
It was annoying.
So hopefully this is a definitive list of gatekeepers.
It's not happening.
Oh,
There's
wonderful.
no definitive list of gatekeepers.
Of the Korites, Meshlemiah, the son of Kor, of the sons of Asaph, and Meshlemiah had sons: Zechariah the firstborn, Jediael the second, Zebediah the third, Jethniel the fourth, Elam the fifth, Jehonan the sixth. This name. Elihonai the seventh.
Wait. L-E-O-N-I.
Leoni, okay, I guess. Why not? And Obed-Edom had sons, and that was one of the guys who was consistently one of the gatekeepers.
Yes.
Yeah, he was the most.
Yes, and he had sons, Shemaiah the firstborn, Jehozabad the second, Joah the third, Sakar the fourth, Nethanel the fifth, Amiel the sixth, Issachar the seventh, Peulathiah the eighth, for God blessed them.
Hold on, Lawrence. You're a fucking liar.
What?
You said that Chronicles was an interesting book.
I
once
was
you get
told that.
past-
I was told that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
you
told
were.
that by that book, I think, actually.
Fuck that book.
Yeah, because
It fucking tricked us.
it's not true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, there's been some stuff in here that's just been crazy.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, like, of
The angel over
20
Jerusalem.
Right.
That was
Of
cool.
the 29 chapters of Chronicles, like 3 of them are good.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Also, to his son Shemaiah were sons born who were rulers in their father's houses, for they were men of great ability. The sons of Shemaiah, Othni, Raphael.
Whoa. Mine calls them mighty men of valor.
Oh, interesting. Because
But
those are different ones.
yeah, because the mighty men are a specific thing.
Yeah. They're David's. This is somebody else's, apparently.
Right.
The sons of Shemaiah, Othni, Raphael, Obed, and Elzabad, whose brothers were able men, Elihu and Semachiah. All these were the sons of Obed-Edom, with their sons and brothers, able men qualified for the service, 62 of Obed-Edom. And Meshlemiah had sons and brothers, able men, 18. And Hosa of the sons of Merari had sons. Shimri, the chief, for though he was not the firstborn, his father made him chief. Hilkiah the second, Tebaliah the third, Zechariah the fourth. All the sons and brothers of Hosa were 13. These divisions of the gatekeepers, corresponding to their chief men, had duties, just as their brothers did, ministering in the house of the Lord. And they cast lots by fathers' houses, small and great alike, for their gates. The lot for the east fell to Shelemiah.
You killed Reuben.
I know. You feel like it's getting out of it, and then it doesn't.
You feel like you might get something, and then it drops it.
Yeah.
Pick up sticks.
Pick up sticks.
They cast lots also for his son Zechariah, a shrewd counselor. And that's the most interesting thing in this chapter, by the way.
Oh,
that
it's the
Zechariah
lots.
was a shrewd counselor.
I think it's the lots and lots of lots.
Yeah, there's lots of lots.
Yeah. And
Well,
his...
Jim is trying to say something, but we can't hear him.
Oh, no,
Were you?
he's not
No.
trying to
I was
say.
yawning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's busy drawing Muhammad.
But do you guys want to see progress?
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh, there you go.
You should give him a little pet dog, too.
No, get him a 9-year-old.
I don't know if you can tell, but this is his wife.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see.
I
Oh,
get it.
fantastic.
I get it.
oh, she's crying.
She's crying. Aw.
That's awful. Wonderful.
Thank you, Jim. You're
Thank
a
you, Jim.
Pretty good artist.
Yeah, that is pretty good. That's better than I could ever do with trying.
Hopefully you don't get hunted down and murdered.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Let's see. Shrewd counselor and his lot came out for the north. Obed-Edom's came out from the south, and to his sons was allotted the gatehouse. For Shuppim and Hosa had it come
Yours
out.
says the gatehouse.
Yes.
Mine says the house of Asupim.
They're great.
I mean, I have Shuppim here, but it's just interesting. So, okay, so one of them is going there, which makes sense, but the fact that Hosa was also
Nobody
toward the
knows
west gate.
who's in charge of the
Either way.
gatehouse. No one ever
Uh,
knows.
For Shuppim and Hosa, it came out for the west at the gate of Sheleketh on the road that goes up. Watch corresponded to watch. On the east, there were 6 days each.
Mine says six
Sorry, there were
Levites.
6 each day.
Well,
On-
what verse is that?
On the east, there were 6 each day. My bad.
Okay.
That's verse 17.
Okay, yeah, I was just making sure.
Yeah,
Mine says eastward there were 6 Levites.
yeah, and I also have
Yeah.
a note about the Septuagint.
Mm.
Saying Levites.
But what I don't get is it says that in mine it says that there were 6 assigned to each gate, or I'm sorry, each day to the east gate, 4 to the north gate, 4 to the south gate. But then it says 2 pairs at the storehouse.
Yeah, and
I'm wondering if maybe they traded, like one roamed and
no,
one
yeah, no,
stayed,
it
or-
would be 2 and 2. So
Yeah, mine says 2 and 2.
it would be 6 for each.
But again, mine says Asupim instead of
Gatehouse, yeah. I know.
We'll
Interesting.
never know who was in charge because they lost everything and they have to blame it on a convoluted number of people.
And
Damn Masoretic text.
and for the colonnade on the west, there were 4 at the road and 2 at the colonnade. These were the divisions of the gatekeepers among the Korahites. Had to sneeze. My bad.
Good job.
And the sons of Merari. And I have a note next to colonnade. It says, or court. Apparently the meaning of the word parbar is unknown.
Oh,
Jim, you know Hebrew. What's do you have anything to say on that?
Which verse is it?
18.
And which word?
I have colonnade, but
Mine
apparently,
says parbar.
yeah, parbar.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it is right. I mean, there's a lot of been a lot of ink spilled over it.
man.
All
But
right.
I'd say probably it's most likely colonnade.
Okay. And of the Levites, oh, great. Ahiah had charge of the treasuries of the house of God and the treasuries of the dedicated gifts. The sons of Laden, the sons of the Gershonites belonging to Laden, the heads of the fathers' houses belonging to Laden, the Gershonite, Jehieli. The sons of Jehieli, Zetham, and Joel, his brother, were in charge of the treasuries of the house of the Lord. And the Amramites, the Isharites, and the Hebronites, and the Uzzielites, and Shebuel, the son of Gershom, son of Moses, was chief officer in charge of the treasuries. His brothers from Eleazar were his son. Wait, hold on.
Rahabiah.
Hold on. His brothers from Eleazar were his son. Okay, that's such
This is
poorly
terrible
worded.
phrasing. And it's not your fault.
Rahabiah and his son Jeshiah, and his son Joram, and his son Zikri, and his son Shalamoth. This Shalamoth and his brothers were in charge of all the treasuries of the dedicated gifts that David the king and the heads of the fathers' houses and the officers of the thousands and the hundreds and the commanders of the armies had dedicated. From spoil won in battles, they dedicated gifts for the maintenance of the house of the Lord.
I'm sorry, did you just say dedicated like 5 times in a row?
No,
No?
not technically.
I mean, not exactly in a row, but in like a very
Twice.
brief period.
I said it twice in a very brief period.
I'm pretty sure. Look over it. It says dedicated a bunch.
Yeah, twice.
Nah, I heard.
I guess
more.
3. There's a third, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's
So basically, they put these guys in charge of liquidating the spoils of war.
Yes, and it all went to the temple.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, who would you give it to?
The
no, no.
Not the poor and needy.
No, definitely not those. Also, all that Samuel the seer and Saul the son of Kish and Abner the son of Ner and Joab the son of Zeruiah had dedicated. All dedicated gifts were in the care of Shelamoth and his brothers. And then I have a note here that basically just has a different spelling of his name. Great, fantastic.
Thank you.
Of the Isharites, Chenaniah and his sons were appointed to external duties for Israel as officers and judges. Of the Hebronites, Hashabiah and his brothers, 1,700 men of ability, had the oversight of Israel westward of the Jordan for all the work of the Lord and for the service of the king. Of the Hebronites, Jeriah was chief of the Hebronites, of whatever genealogy or father's houses. Of whatever genealogy.
Any of them.
Mine says according to the generations of his fathers.
Well, that
Okay.
makes way more sense.
Okay, yeah. In the 40th year of David's reign, search was made, and men of great ability among them were found at Jazer in Gilead. That's the mighty men thing, right?
Well, here
30
it
guys
says
and
mighty
3.
men of valor. But
Okay.
before, when it said men of valor, it just said men of valor. In, where was it? Verse 30.
Oh, okay.
That just says men of valor.
I have men of ability there.
Right. Here it says mighty men of valor.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
King David appointed him and his brothers 2,700 men of ability, heads of fathers' houses, to have the oversight of the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manassites for everything pertaining to God and for the affairs of the king.
Wow. That's the end of chapter 26.
Also,
I mean, I tell you what, I have to applaud them on their ability to retain such even fucking numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just round to the nearest nice number every time for your convenience.
No, I actually think if you take the zeros off, like that's a much more accurate representation.
and also, I don't even. Oh, right. Laurentium Rubinium shirts.
Oh, yeah, those
Yeah, the Reubenites thing reminded me.
T-shirts.
Yeah. You got a picture of that, Chris?
Yeah, here you go.
Okay,
Throw it up.
fantastic. That's what you get on it. Okay.
Ooh.
So that is the end of chapter 26, and we all want to die, but that's okay. At least we're going to be halfway done with Chronicles at the end of this. I know.
Yeah.
So, if you guys are for some reason enjoying the stream, drop a like, because it really helps us out.
And if you're trying to decide whether to drop a like or not, draw lots about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, draw a picture of
24
lot.
times.
Or you could do what I'm doing right now and share it on all the social media that you know of. Right
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, do what Jim said. Jim's a smart guy. Be like Jim.
Speaking of whom,
It-
chapter 27.
Yeah, chapter 27 is all Jim.
All
Oh,
Jim.
you, buddy.
I'm just trying not to appear on camera. I don't want anybody to see me shaking my head in disagreement.
Only I can see that, Jim.
All the time.
All the time. You ready?
Ready.
All right.
Chapter 27,
Wait,
buddy.
Who's reading?
You.
It's all you.
Oh, shit. Okay, me. Okay. This is the list of Israelite generals and captains and their officers who served the king by supervising the army divisions that were on duty each month of the year.
Of
Each
course it
division's-
is. Of course it's the list of that.
Right. Each division served for 1 month, for 1 month, and each division had 24,000 troops. Like that's, come on. Jashobeam, son of Zabdiel, was a commander of the 1st Division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the first month. He was a descendant of Perez and was in charge of all the army officers for the first month. Dodai, a descendant of Ahoa, was commander of the 2nd Division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the second month. Mikloth was his chief officer. Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, was Jehoiada the priest, was commander of the 3rd Division of 24,000 troops. So Benaiah, who was the son of Jehoiada the priest, not the priest himself. 3rd Division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the 3rd month. This was Benaiah, who commanded David's elite military group known as the 30, which is strange because there's 24,000 of them. His
But bro,
son,
these are the specific. These are the
Amizabad-
mighty men, Jim.
Yeah, the 30 and 3 mighty men, which have been listed ad infinitum.
Yeah, these are the Avengers.
Yeah.
Basically.
This is the 18.
Yeah.
Mikloth-
Lang.
Oh, wait, let's see. Oh, no. Okay. His son, Amizabad, was his chief officer. Wow.
Didn't we already list the mighty men?
Oh, like 3 times?
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Asahel, the brother of Joab, was commander of the 4th Division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the 4th month. This is awesome. Asahel was succeeded by his son Zebediah. Shammah, the Israelite, was commander of the 5th Division of 24,000 troops. Some of you probably have a different name for Shammah in this one.
Yeah, I have
which was on
Shamuth.
duty during the 5th month. Does anybody have anything different?
Yeah, I just have a Shamuth.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's also Shemuth.
Yeah. Ira, son of Ikesh from Tekoa, was commander of the 6th Division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the 6th month. Pelez, a descendant of Ephraim from Pelon, was commander of the 7th Division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the 7th month. Sibbecai, a descendant of Zerah from Husha, was commander of the 8th Division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the 8th month. Abiezer from Anathoth from Anathoth in the territory of Benjamin, was commander of the 9th Division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the 9th month. Maharai, a descendant of Zerah from Netophah, was the commander of the 10th Division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the 10th month. Benaiah from Pirathon in Ephraim was commander of the 11th Division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the 11th month. Heled, a descendant of Othniel from Netophah, was commander of the 12th Division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the 12th month. We see there's a lot of symbolism here as well with the 12 and the 24 and 12 times 12, all that good stuff.
And mine also says Heldai, not Heled.
Yes, for the name instead of Heled instead of the descendant. Let's see. The following were the tribes of Israel and their leaders.
Of course they are.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go tribe leader, tribe leader, tribe leader. Okay. Tribe Reuben.
You gotta say the whole thing. You gotta say the whole thing.
Read it, man.
Yep, gotta be word for word.
Well, but mine is read. It's like that. That's how mine is.
Well,
I feel like you're lying.
I don't know. Let's hear it.
Hey, you know what? You know what? You read your version. I'll read mine. From the tribe of Reuben was the leader Eleazar, son of Zikri. From Simeon was Shaphatiah, son of Makkah. The Levi, from the tribe of Levi, the leader was Hashabiah, the son of Kemuel. From the tribe of Aaron, the priestly tribe, was the leader Zadok. From Judah was Elihu, the brother of David. From Issachar was Omri, the son of Michael. From Zebulun was the leader Ishmaiah, the son of Obadiah. From Naphtali was Jeremoth, the son of Azriel. From Ephraim was Hishoah, son of Azaziah. From Manasseh, from West Manasseh, was Joel, the son of Pedaiah. And from East Manasseh in Gilead was Iddo, the son of Zechariah.
They're treating it like fucking Berlin.
Somehow my brain turned some of that into like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air kind of intro.
Interesting.
Because of West Philadelphia.
In West Manasseh, Joe, son of Pedaiah.
Exactly. Fucking yeah.
Oh, well. From Benjamin was Jaziel, son of Abner, and he was leader until he got in trouble shooting some b-ball outside of school.
Yeah.
Then there was Dan, or from the tribe of Dan was the leader Azarel, son of Jeroham. These were the leaders of the tribes of Israel. When David took the census, which who knows who told David to take the census?
Didn't God do it? No, sorry, no. That one dude, that one fake prophet dude, right?
No. So you're right. You're right. The first time it was God, but in another account, I want to say it's in 2 Samuel. No, that can't be right. I'm gonna have to look it up.
It was in Kings, 2 Kings, I think.
2 Kings.
Yeah, 2 Kings. Thank you. It actually says that Satan is the one who told him to conduct the census.
So
Yes,
adversary.
but Satan in
The
that one
adversary, yeah.
specific reference refers to enemy. Satan
Yeah,
means
the
enemy.
adversary.
The adversary. It could be any
I mean,
adversary.
Yeah, we went that.
You can say that, but
Well,
That's what it means.
It's what it means in this. Yeah, sorry.
It's what the word means.
Right. I mean, so either you're saying that the Lord is also the adversary, because all people want to say is, well, they just don't want to agree that David listened to Satan and that David did anything on orders of Satan. And like SJ, for example, she said that, well, has your mom ever asked you to mow the yard and then your dad came and asked you? Like both of them asked you to do it and you did it. I was like, yeah, but if my dad came and told me first before my mom wouldn't need to tell me to do it because I'd already be doing it.
Sure. And I was going to point this out because I do remember it.
It's chapter 21, verse 1.
Chapter 21, yeah.
Thank you.
Then Satan stood against Israel and incited David to number Israel. But I remember God doing it before, and Jonah has pointed out that in 2 Samuel 24, it's God telling him to do it, but now it's Satan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, and you have between 100 and 200 years of authorship in between those two accounts.
Yeah.
Of course, we could take it literally.
And say that God is Satan?
God is Satan.
We could do that.
You can say that both of them told him to say it, but then you have to account for why neither one mentioned the other.
Right.
Well, I've also heard that God is dead and no one cares,
Yeah.
and that God is in the TV. So I'm not really sure.
Well, the
Yeah,
great
he's
God
in there with the rest of
Panis
the clowns.
dead.
Okay, sorry about that. I kind of got off track.
That's great. I love it.
So
Totally fine.
So when David took his census, he did not count those who were younger than 20 years of age, because the Lord had promised to make the Israelites as numerous as the stars in heaven.
He did promise that.
A lot.
Yeah, in the Torah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. There were
Every
trillions.
other time he made a covenant.
Yeah, there were trillions of Israelites. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah, hundreds of trillions of Israelites.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big
Joab,
overpopulation
son of
problem.
Zeruiah began the census but never finished it because, and some people's version Bible might see something different here, finished it because the anger of God fell on Israel. The total number was never recorded in King David's official records. That's shocking. being as I don't even know. I mean, what are King David's official records? Like, there's no such thing.
The thing is, I'm sure he had records. Kings had records. I'm sure he had them.
I mean,
we just don't have them.
Wouldn't
David-
it be written in
The
the
book
book of
of
the
the
Chronicles of the Kings of Israel?
Yes.
It would be
Right.
written there. That lost
I
book.
don't know. See, I believe that Solomon ruled, but I don't believe that David was ever a king, or that there ever was a King David.
I think there was.
Probably,
That's what I think. Yeah. I think he was probably just a warlord. So.
big surprise.
Right. Well, I mean, isn't the only evidence we have from it? Isn't it just one inscription that was found, not even where his temple was supposed to be?
Yeah, the Tel Dan stele. I think it's just
Yeah.
about from the house of David. It doesn't
Right.
even really matter, but we know that the reigns of David and Solomon, if you want to divide it that way, were nowhere near
Sure.
as how they are described.
I mean, yeah,
nowhere as prosperous.
that could explain it. I will say that there could be a David if they have the chronology wrong in the Bible.
Oh, yeah. It's like there was Jesus's, but maybe there wasn't the specific one, you know?
You mean Yeshua's?
Whatever.
Right. Well,
Sure.
except with Jesus, there's only like a 2 or 3 year gap, or 2 or 3 year overlap, and with this, there's half a millennium.
Well, a longer game of telephone.
I mean, between the Tel Dan stele and the time of David's reign, it's like I think less than 200 years, maybe 200 years.
So
Right.
instead of
Well,
saying,
we don't have a whole lot on ancient Israel to begin with. In fact, the Bible is one of our best sources, and what 2 steles? I think that's it.
Yeah, there is I'm perfectly fine saying there isn't really much to go on, but I don't really
I'm sure that
like
Solomon.
warlords existed. Why not another one?
I'm sure that Solomon
I don't know, who
had a
cares?
dad. There you
I'm
go.
sure he did.
Let's
Yes.
call him David.
Whatever.
Okay, let's finish this. Verse 25, chapter 27, verse 25. If you're following along, Asmaveth, son of Adil, was in charge of the palace treasuries. Uh, Jonathan, son of Uzziah, was in charge of the regional treasuries throughout the towns, villages, and fortresses of Israel. Ezri, son of Caleb, was in charge of the field workers who farmed the king's lands. Shimei from Ramah was in charge of the king's vineyards. Zabdi from Shephem was responsible for the grapes and the supplies of wine. Sounds like a pretty kick-ass job. And this is interesting. This is really interesting. I've done some studies on this. Baal Hanan, it's hyphenated, from Geder, was in charge of the king's olive groves and sycamore fig trees in the foothills of Judah. And somebody gonna have different things besides Judah, different places.
Wait, hold on. Yours says Judah?
Yes, some of them say shit, I can't remember.
I have, okay.
Shephelah?
No, hold on. I have over the olive and sycamore trees in the Shephelah was Baal Hanan the Gederite, and over the stores of oil was Joash.
Mine's different. Mine says over the olive trees and the sycamore trees that were in the low plains was Baal Hanan the Gederite, and over the cellars of oil was Joash.
Okay,
Right.
that actually would make sense. Because
so Shephelah was an area in Judah that was known for growing olives that was like foothills, that was hilly up and down, but it also had periods of flat plains in between.
yeah, I actually like there have been archaeological studies done on like the how prosperous they were, and it's actually pretty accurate. Like olive trees and stuff were growing in that area, a very common thing to trade. If you guys want to read something about that, there's a chapter in it on, or there's a chapter on it in. I always forget the co-author, but Finkelstein is one of the authors.
At all.
And the book is The Bible Unearthed. So
I wonder if there's any archaeology done on specifically these vineyards and these olive groves that were specifically for the king. I wonder if there's any archaeology done on that as far as, how they were taken care of, how they were planted, or if there's anything special about them.
that would be
things
interesting.
like in that time, and even like back into ancient Babylon, like things like gardens and stuff, especially when they were for kings, like there was definitely something special about them. Only select people were allowed in there. Okay, so Joash was responsible for the supplies of olive oil. Shitray from Sharon was in charge of the cattle on the Sharon plain. Shaphat, son of Adlai, was responsible for the cattle in the valleys. Interesting. Obil, the Ishmaelite, was in charge of the camels. That's kind of bad, isn't it? It's like, he's an Ishmaelite. We'll let him take care of the camels. Jediah from Maranoth was in charge of the donkeys. Jaziz, the Hagrite, was in charge of the king's flocks of sheep and goats. So if you notice, like, all of the foreigners get put in charge of, like, the stinky animals.
Of course. You can't have those good, classic.
Taking advantage of immigrant labor.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's classic. That's original.
I wonder if so I wonder if David picked them up at a Home Depot.
Her equivalent.
A Home Depot.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Let's see. All of these officials were overseers of King David's property. Jonathan, who was David's uncle, was a wise counselor to the king and a man of great insight and a scribe. Jehiel, the Hakmonite, was responsible for teaching the king's sons. Ahithophel was the royal advisor. Hushai, the Archite, was the king's friend. he had one friend.
Singular friend.
Woohoo!
It was like Hushai, right? It's like Hushai. They're like, the dude that smokes weed with the king. They're like, oh, Hushai. Yeah, I know
One
Hushai.
friend he has.
Right. It's like the Archite, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ahithophel was succeeded by Jehoiada, son of Benaiah, and by Abiathar. Joab was commander of the king's army, and 27 is done.
Ooh.
Woohoo! Well,
Our tangent was much more entertaining, I think.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we've added more chapters.
Well, there's
Yeah.
only 2 more.
We did add more chapters because Ruben pointed out.
But we're about to
Well,
finish
yeah.
first lists.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the bad news is there are 2 more, but the good news is it won't get around to me.
yeah. Chapter 28. And David assembled all the princes of Israel, the princes of the tribes, and the captains of the companies that ministered to the king by course, and the captains over the thousands, the captains over the hundreds, and the stewards over the substances and possessions of the kings and of his sons, with the officers
Jesus.
and the mighty men and all the mighty men unto Jerusalem.
Wow.
Then David the king stood up
What
on
was
his feet.
that?
Oh my God.
Then David the king stood up on his feet and said, "Hear me, my brethren, my people. As for me, I had in mine heart to build a house of rest for the ark of the covenant for the Lord and for the footstool of our God." Footstool of our God. There you
Okay.
go.
You know, he leans on it
Um,
with his foot.
It
No.
lends to your statue.
Yeah.
Theory. And had made ready for the building. But God said unto me, "Thou shalt not build a house for my name, because there has been a man of war and has shed blood."
This God is so he doesn't even know what he wants anymore. He didn't really know what he wanted before either, but now it's like
Less macaroni,
Well,
more
you know,
cheese.
like in previous other books,
Yeah.
you know, they like talk about how great David was and how he
Yeah.
found favor in God's eyes and how he did nothing wrong.
specifically in part because of all the wars that he fought.
Yeah.
He even
Specifically.
called the war like he was like
a holy war.
they called it he called it great.
Yeah.
I forget in which chapter, but we read it today. It was calling him great for it.
Oh, well.
Keep going.
Howbeit the Lord God of Israel chose me before all the house of my father to be king over Israel forever. For he hath chosen Judah to be the ruler, and of the house of Judah the house of my father, and among the sons of my father he liked me to make me king over all Israel. And of all my sons, for the Lord hath given me many sons, he hath chosen Solomon my son, to sit upon the throne of the kingdom of the Lord over Israel. And he said unto me, Solomon thy son, he shall build my house in my courts, for I have chosen him to be my son, and I will be his father. It's just
It's repeating, yeah.
Moreover, I will establish his kingdom forever, and if he if he constants to do my commandments and my
I have
judgments
continues.
Okay.
So.
That's way
as
better.
at this day. Now, therefore, in the sight of all Israel, the congregation of the Lord, and in the audience of our God, keep and seek for all that the commandments of the Lord your God, that ye may possess this good land and leave it for an inheritance for your children after you forever. And thou, Solomon my son, know thou the God of thy father, and serve him with a perfect heart and with a willing mind. For the Lord searcheth all hearts, and understandeth all the imaginations of the thoughts. If thou seek him, he will be found of thee. But if thou forsake him, he will cast thee off forever. Okay, so now we're being introduced to the idea that God can read everyone's minds, which was never a thing
Before, yeah.
Yeah, not to mention none of the stuff happened that he said there.
Seek and you will find. I don't think that God understands, like, we're not very good at supernatural hide and seek. Like, he's a way better hider than we are a seeker.
Yeah.
I can't see 12 dimensions. God!
He's like, I'm right here. And it's like, what? It's like, pin the tail on the deity.
Tail on the deity. That's great.
If thou seek him, he will be found fond of thee, but if thou forsake him, he will be cast off thee forever. Take heed now, for the Lord hath chosen thee to build a house for the sanctuary. Be strong and do it. Then David gave it to
Yeah,
Solomon.
so this is, very much don't even like have an impure thought about this. You got to get this right. You can't even think about messing up
Yes.
because God will know.
Yeah, everything that David did was pleasing to Yahweh, except for whenever he took Bathsheba and killed her husband.
Oh, yeah. Then David gave to Solomon his son the pattern of the porch, and of the houses thereof, and of the treasuries thereof, and of the upper chambers thereof, and of the inner parlors thereof, and of the place of the mercy seat, and the pattern of all that he had by the Spirit of the courts of the house of the Lord, and of all the chambers round about, of the treasuries of the house of God, and of the treasuries of the dedicated things. Also, for the courses of the priests and the Levites, and for all the work of the service of the house of the Lord, and for the vessels of the service of the house of the Lord, he gave of gold by weight for things of gold, for all instruments of all manners of service, silver also, even though it's insulting, for all instruments of silver by weight, for all instruments of every kind of service, even the weight for the candlesticks of gold, and for the lamps of gold by weight for every candlestick, and for the lamps thereof, and for the candlesticks of silver by weight, both for the candlestick and also for the lamp thereof, according to the use of every candlestick, and by weight.
So at least this is all gold now.
Yes, because those things were very vividly described to be gold, except for the knobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, we need some candles, right? But this wax shit ain't cutting it. Like, we need some gold up in here.
Like
Yeah.
full. Like none of that filled crap, just full gold.
Yes, and thank you, Rajano
it's
Gray.
Like, it's like,
Thank
look,
you.
we don't need the tabernacle anymore. We don't need to be carrying around a tent. We got a temple now. We got to pimp this place.
And you know what? It was pimped. It was, in fact, pimped.
Mm.
Start your own seminary, offer a doctorate of theology. That sounds like a lot of fun.
And
Yeah.
work, but fun.
Yeah.
And
Well, I would do that, but I wouldn't want to have to teach Kent Hovind.
and by weight, he gave gold for the tables of showbread and for every table, and likewise silver for the tables of silver. Also, pure gold for the flesh hooks, and the bowls and the cups, and for the golden basins he gave gold by weight for every basin, and likewise silver by weight for every basin of silver, and for the altar of incense refined gold by weight, and gold for the pattern of the chariot of the cherubim that spread out their wings and covered the ark of the covenant of the Lord. All this, said David.
That's something that really interested me, was the whole chariot and the gold cherubim. That says that the gold cherubim are the Lord's chariot. Is literally what it says in the Hebrew. So that's really interesting to me.
So, well, I mean, that's why I think the statue hypothesis works, in part. So, the interesting thing is this kind of stuff with what's it called? These animals that are like combinations of a bunch of other animals. Chimeras.
Yeah.
Thank you. That kind of stuff, along with chariots, were very kingly images.
Yeah.
They were very, high. It was a place of divinity
But
and
you were talking
being
about
ordained.
Revelation, for example, and like a lot of that imagery is used to depict people like Alexander the Great and things like that, and these big leaders or just groups of people as a whole, like the Israelites as a whole. I don't know, but the cherubim though itself, like cherubim have a supernatural aspect to them, in that for instance the guarding of the Garden of Eden and things like that.
Yes.
Sure, yeah.
With their flaming swords.
Cherubim are not fat babies with wings like we are
No,
told and
those are
depicted.
not.
Those
No,
are
they're horrific monstrosities.
Yeah, those are some BS that got done in the Reformation to make them look stupid, but they're actually baller. They have like a lot of wings and shit.
Yeah, if you look at like the Akkadian temples and things like that, they have them outside guarding them, and they're like this half lion, half pharaoh, half eagle looking thing.
Yeah, half lion, or
Human eagle, lion, bull.
human bull.
Yeah.
It's got those wings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do cover that in my Golden Calf video.
These sound like images of
shameless
things
plug.
in the sky and under the earth.
Well, it's just a lot of powerful imagery, and we get some of that also in Daniel when we get to it.
All this, said David, the Lord made me understand in writing by his hand upon me, even all the works of this pattern. Oh, what?
Okay, hold on.
What?
I'm going to try to read that.
Indeed.
All this he made clear to me in writing from the hand of the Lord, all the work to be done according to the plan.
Exactly.
Not even sure.
I have no idea.
So I guess God drew it.
They played charades.
Yeah. No, he pulled out some graph paper, and
Holy Pictionary.
yeah.
Divine 12th dimension. God, I don't know how to do 12th dimensional Pictionary. God!
So, but the thing is,
God's just using his finger and stone. It's just like he's like, I don't. What are you doing?
the thing is, this is in quotes. Who's saying this?
You!
This is David. All this said David, the Lord
okay,
made me understand.
Yes, David said this.
And David said to
I
Solomon.
don't even have that prerequisite, but okay.
He's speaking to Solomon right now.
Yeah.
Well, afterwards.
And
Oh, yeah, okay.
David said to Solomon, his son, be strong and of good courage, and do it! Fear not, nor be dismayed, for the Lord
it.
God, even my God, will be with thee. He will not fail thee nor forsake thee until thou hast finished all the work for the service of the house of the Lord. And behold!
Behold!
Behold.
Behold.
The courses of the priests and the Levites, even they shall be with thee for all the service of the house of God. And there shall be with thee for all manner of workmanship, every willing, skillful man, for any manner of service. Also the princes and all the people will be holy at thy commandment. Just as an end
Also
note.
that. Throw that in there.
Yeah. They're holy at your
I
commandment.
find it interesting in verse 20 where he's, I'm assuming he's using El Elyon here. I don't have it right in front of me. It says, "For the Lord God, my God, is with you." So at this time, there's still a lot of hints and obvious suggestion of polytheism going on, and and David is just showing that he is committed to this God. But I'm wondering if maybe Solomon, with all of his alchemy and everything that he got into, I'm wondering if maybe he was maybe a little bit rebellious in his younger ages.
Well, I'm not so sure about that, but I'm pretty sure El Elyon would be translated as Most High. That's how it's always translated.
Oh, yeah. Most high.
Well, what
Just shut
I
up.
find interesting is that he says outright, he will not fail thee nor forsake thee until thou hast finished all the work for the service of the house.
Yeah, and then he's gonna fail you.
Yeah, then he's
Fail.
going to fail you.
Yeah.
Then you're screwed. That's the end of chapter 28. Lawrence, why don't you end first lists for us?
Yeah, I will do that. And I'm gonna finish off the first Chronicles. Great, fantastic.
It's
Chapter
not much longer.
Chapter 29. If you guys are enjoying the stream, drop a like because it really helps us out.
I'm so
Subscribe
glad.
if you haven't already, and I totally understand if you don't want to be here anymore. Okay, let's hop right into 29. And David the king said to all the assembly, Solomon my son, whom alone God has chosen, is young and inexperienced, and the work is great, for the palace will not be for man, but for the Lord God. So I have provided for the house of my God, so far as I was able, the gold for all the things of gold, the silver for all the things of silver, and the bronze for the things of bronze. The iron,
Brass.
I have bronze.
Oh.
The iron for the things of iron, and the wood for the things of wood.
Does this include chariots?
Just the pictures of them, I guess. Besides, great quantities of onyx and stones for setting, antimony, colored stones, and all sorts of precious stones and marble. Moreover, in addition to all that I have provided for the holy house, I have a treasure of my own of gold and silver. And because of my devotion to the house of my God, I give it to the house of my God. 3,000 talents of gold, of the gold of Ophir, and 7,000 talents of refined silver. What were you saying, Jim?
Nope, you're off by my count by about 30 tons from what I have.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't usually read from the NLT, but this is really giving me a lot of insight. Usually, I need to start doing this more. But yeah, so mine says 112 tons of gold from Ophir and 262 tons of silver.
So I have, because since mine says talents, I have a note.
Yeah.
That's
So 3,000 talents is 102 tons, and 7,000 talents is 238 tons.
so I have a talent is about 75 pounds.
Right, but what I'm saying is like you take 102 and 238. That's how many tons, and yours says in talents. And if you look at what the translation is, unless at one time maybe talents was, or maybe the conversion rates changed. I don't know.
I also have no idea.
I'm going to take a wild guess based off of other knowledge I have on old metrics and say that they were dated and probably based off of somebody's physical anatomy at one point or another and has now lost all conceivable relevance or reference to the original numerology.
I wonder what other units of measurement that they used, to begin with. Like, it's like, hey, do you want to buy a cow? I was like, well, I don't know. How tall is it? Is it about 14 dicks?
It said digits? Is that what you said?
It's about 14 dicks tall.
Oh,
Dicks.
dicks. I thought you said digits. Okay.
I heard something more racist, but what have you?
Oh my god.
I mean, same thing. Pigeons, whatever.
Idiots? What?
Oh, no,
Okay.
no, that's not at all what I heard.
No, okay. Anyways. Let's just move on because I don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah, I'm lost.
And let's see, and 7,000 talents of refined silver for overlaying the walls of the house, and for all the work to be done by craftsmen, gold for the things of gold, and silver for the things of silver, who then will offer willingly, consecrating himself today to the Lord. Then the leaders of fathers' houses made their free will offerings. I'm sure it was.
And they did it of their own free will.
As did also the leaders of the tribes, the commanders of thousands and of hundreds,
And who were forced to do it.
and the officers over the king's work. They gave for the service of the house of God 5,000 talents and 10,000 derricks of gold.
Mine says drams.
All right then.
Well, all right.
10,000 talents of silver, 18,000 talents of bronze, and 100,000 talents of iron. And
All of it wrong.
and whoever had precious stones gave them to the treasury of the house of the Lord, as is tradition, in the care of Jehiel the Gershonite. Then the people rejoiced because they had given willingly, for with a whole heart they had offered freely to the Lord. David the king also rejoiced greatly. I'm sure he did.
See, I think this is a lot like when the cop pulls you over and you have like 2 ounces of weed, and you get your ticket later and it's like 1 ounce of weed, and you're like, wait, where'd it go? So I think all this reporting and things like that, I don't think these are actually what was going in. I think it's just what they said they wanted to go in.
Maybe. I have no idea. Therefore, David blessed. Wait, hold on. David blessed the Lord in the presence of all the assembly?
Well,
Sure.
Praised is what mine says. I just pulled up my interlinear so I can compare it to what it says to the NLT, and in the Hebrew it says praised.
Okay, okay.
Well, basically.
Okay. That would make more sense. And David said, no, what? David said, blessed are you. Does yours say praised there also?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hilarious.
Blessed are you, O Lord, the God of Israel, our Father, forever and ever. Yours, O Lord, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty. For all that is in the heavens and in the earth is yours. Yours is the kingdom, O Lord, and you are exalted as head above all. Both riches and honor come from you, and you rule over all. In your hand are the power and might, and in your hand it is to make great and to give strength to all. And now we thank you, our God, and praise your glorious name. But who am I? And what is my people that we should be able thus to offer willingly? For all things come from you, and of your own have we given you. Okay, so yeah, he's just making the point. We're just giving you your own stuff back. And
I just got a donation.
yes, Ellis.
Alice, thank you very much for your 3333 donation.
That is a
Yeah,
good
this
number
is-
right there.
Ellis
this
says
is kinda
God
weird.
obviously has an appetite for luxury goods. Please help him out.
Yeah, we have to.
I
God
mean,
is just
this is
begging us.
almost like David's requesting of God to harden their hearts so that they won't turn away from him.
Ooh. It's like that meme where you go.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was mimicking right
Yeah.
there.
Well, because my NLT, it says, "O Lord, the God of our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, make your people always want to obey you. See to it that their love for you never changes."
Yeah, that's hardening their
Ooh,
hearts.
yeah. Now I'm gonna read something
end.
like that. For we are strangers before you and sojourners, as all our fathers were. Our days on the earth are like a shadow, and there is no abiding. O Lord our God, all this abundance that we have provided for building you a house for your holy name comes from your hand and is all your own. I know, my God, that you test the heart and have pleasure in uprightness. In the uprightness of my heart, I have freely offered all these things, and now I have seen your people who are present here offering freely and joyously to you. O Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, our fathers, keep forever such purposes and thoughts in the hearts of your people, and direct their hearts towards you. Grant to Solomon my son a whole heart, that he may keep your commandments, your testimonies, and your statutes, performing all, and that he may build the palace for which I have made provision. So he's going to obviously build the palace, we know that. But he's not really going to walk in all his commands, is he now?
No. Especially not forever.
Yeah, especially not forever. Then David said to all the assembly, "Bless the Lord your God." And all the assembly blessed the Lord, the God of their fathers, and bowed their heads and paid homage to the Lord and to the king. And they offered sacrifices to the Lord. And on the next day offered burnt offerings to the Lord, 1,000 bulls, 1,000 rams, and 1,000 lambs, with their drink offerings and sacrifices in abundance for all Israel.
I'm just going to say real
Man,
quick.
I know I have a bullshit flag here I can throw somewhere.
I'm just going to say.
That's a lot of sacrifices there.
I'm just going to say real quick. Mine says they sacrificed sacrifices.
Like, that is just like a river of blood.
Yeah, seriously.
Now, I have a little red flag that comes up in my head every time there's something I feel is wrong about a statement. And for the most part, everything here is Minesweeper on maximum difficulty.
That's what I call my bullshit flag. I don't know where I put it.
Aw.
And they ate and drank before the Lord on that day with great gladness. I'm sure they did with all those slaughtered animals.
Yeah.
And they made Solomon the son of David king the second time.
Wow, great.
And they anointed him as prince for the Lord, and Zadok as priest. So the interesting thing here to note is Zadok being the priest. So we heard about Zadok before. At this time, it's pretty likely that the Zadokite priesthood was now the new thing. Like, obviously, it was a descendant of the Levites, but the Zadokite priesthood would have taken over.
Yes.
Yeah, at this point in time in the temple. So anyways, then Solomon sat on the throne of the Lord as the king in place of David his father, and he prospered, and all Israel obeyed him. All the leaders and the mighty men, and also all the sons of King David pledged their allegiance to King Solomon. And the Lord made Solomon very great in the sight of all Israel, and bestowed on him such royal majesty as had not been on any king before him in Israel. Thus, David the son of Jesse reigned over all Israel.
So screw David. Like,
Yeah, David is now just kind of in the background.
Yeah.
Thus, David the son of Jesse reigned over all Israel. The time that he reigned over Israel was 40 years.
Wow.
He reigned 7 years in Hebron and 33 years in Jerusalem. Then he died at a good age, full of days, riches, and honor. And Solomon his son reigned in his place. Now, now
Oh no!
the acts of David, from first to last, are written, and this is a factual statement, are written in the Chronicles of Samuel the Seer, and in the Chronicles of Nathan the Prophet, and in the Chronicles of Gad the Seer, with accounts of all his rule and his might, and of the circumstances that came upon him, and upon Israel, and upon all the kingdoms of the countries.
Well, we finished first list.
We didn't get a Chronicles of the Kings of Judah, but we
Nope,
got
but
close enough.
I have
Yep.
modified it.
Great.
It's 3 beholds and 1 it was written.
Yeah. Well, you have a lot of texts that are mentioned in the Bible that we don't have any extant evidence for. Like Iddo the seer wrote some things, but I mean I find it funny that he says that these accounts of King David's reign are only found in these records of seers and prophets of people who likely at the time were not taken seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but although the way this is written, so at a point in time after the Deuteronomistic history was already written, and they already returned, a Torah has been written, and now we have the chronicler. So at this point, those ones that were discussed in the Deuteronomistic history would have been taken seriously.
Gotcha.
Okay. But I think,
It's been a long enough.
yeah, it has been.
I think it's been a long time.
Getting from there to here.
It's been.
But I'm having so much fun.
No, I know, but
We'll have
That-
fun again.
that is the end of First Chronicles. Next week we start Second Chronicles.
Is it as bad?
I don't know. I guess I should
Look.
Yeah.
Wait. Give it a quick scroll through and see how many lists there are.
Looks like there are a couple with some numbers and some measurements.
No.
I'm so glad the chronicler's dead. Because otherwise I'd have to murder him.
It doesn't look like we have the same kinds of lists that we had before.
Well, that's good.
Excellent. Finally.
Yeah, because we now have more retellings of stuff.
Ah.
We do have some short lists, I guess.
So when you said Chronicles is an interesting book, obviously you meant Second Chronicles.
Obviously, that's the good one.
Yeah.
All right. So since that's the show for today.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys drop a like because it really does help us out. Subscribe if you haven't.
We're still waiting on Lawrence diss tracks.
Yeah, we need Lawrence diss tracks. I wanna listen to some diss tracks.
Yeah.
About Lawrence, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the links.
I got time to put out an album.
Put out a Lawrence album.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
I mean, if we're gonna cover all the bases,
Yeah. So obviously all the links are in the description. Our Amazon wish list for books that we can use for
I
research.
think Nightbot
man.
said some stuff.
Yeah, Nightbot's been doing some stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Teespring, and Patreon if you guys really love us and want to help us out.
MilwaukeeAtheist.com.
Also,
Soon
yes.
to be getting a new update when you're done with that Forged Fiction video.
Sure.
Yes.
Great. All right.
And with that being said, remember everyone to get your kids neutered and spayed, and we will see you
Next
Sunday.
Sunday.
Later.